A quick little thing before this video starts. I just want to let you guys know that this video is in two parts, not individual videos, but just split down the middle of this video. The first part is explaining how the hover engines work, and the second part is how to put it in your plane. So you can watch both. You can watch the first part and you might be able to understand how to do the second part, but I recommend watching both. So stick around to the end to get the full video. Alright, let's just say you've just joined into Plane Crazy, alright? And you're looking around and you see this. A man absolutely zooming across the map at what seems like, 1,000 studs per second, 2,000 studs per second, and you're thinking, how do I go that fast? And so then you do this, alright? You hop on your plot and you just spam super rocket engines. Instead, you can use this thing called a hover engine or a hover thruster to make your plane go at insane speeds with little to no thrust, alright? So the first thing you're going to need to do is grab a hover thruster, like so. They're in the propulsion tab and they're right here. You just place one down like so, alright? And you can do this on an empty plot, you can do this with a plane on it, but I'm going to show you on an empty plot, and then I'll show you what it looks like in a plane and how you can put more into one spot, alright? So, and then what I want you to do is I want you to place it in a line of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and then grab a piston and put it at the end of this. Alright, this is what I would call a hover engine right here. This is the max amount of hover thrusters you can put in. So it's 7 hover thrusters in a line and then a piston before they start to become ineffective. So then what I want you to do is I want you to go into one of these hover thrusters, alright? And the decrease height is your slowdown key. So in my case, it'll be 2. The increase height will be 1 for speed up. And then what I want you to do is I want you to set the drag down to 0. Alright, that is very important. You set this to 0. Now, setting the speed doesn't matter. It's just how fast you accelerate. It's not how fast you will end up going. So I usually set it to around 12. Because I like to accelerate and slow down pretty quickly. Alright, and then what I want you to do is I want you to hit C. And then, or just basically memorize this setup and put it into each one of these hover thrusters. So in my case, I can just copy it with C key and then paste it with V key like so. But you can, you can do it the other way. You can just manually set it. It doesn't matter. Alright, and then what I want you to do with this piston, alright, is I want you to set it to a key that you'll never ever hit, alright? In my case, I'm going to set it to keypad minus because that is like a key that I'll never ever touch even on accident. I'm just not going to touch that key. I set the distance down to 0, I set the max force down to 0, and then I click toggle and lock. Basically, none of these settings matter as long as you set the extend key to something you'll never touch. I just like to set these down so that the piston doesn't ever move. Alright, your build should look something like this. Don't mind these blocks here, these don't really matter. Just these hover thrusters right here that I want you to hold down your accelerate key. Alright? Look at the speed you're going, right? I know this is pretty insane because, obviously we don't have any wing panels, but it's not balanced, but this is basically the base of a really fast plane. Now, you can either start building a plane around this, or what you can do, which is even better, is you can grab a plane, alright, and this plane does not have hover thrusters in it. So this plane is just a regular super rocket engine powered plane. So then what I want you to do is I want you to go into wherever you've placed your thrust. So in my case, it's down in here, right? Yeah, so now that I've got this open part of my plane, I usually like to put hover thrusters in the middle of my plane, just so that it's the most balanced. I like to put them in a line straight down the body or the fuselage of my plane. And so we can just start doing that. We can just get our hover thrusters. And so what I want you to do is I want you to place hover thrusters in a line of 7, just like I demonstrated. So that's about 7, and then grab a piston, pop that in there, set the piston to stuff you'll never touch, like we already explained this part, and then I want you to place as many lines as possible, alright? So the more lines of hover thrusters you have, and they don't have to be an exact row of 7, they can be in any row, so like in this case this row is like 5 hover thrusters long. It doesn't matter as long as it's not over 7. You don't want to go over 7, otherwise your plane won't go as fast as it possibly could. And as you can see here, I've got a line of hover engines going through my plane like this. Now, this is quite a few. but you might want to use more. Alright, then I want you to start your plane like so. It should be moving a little bit. You can just hit your decelerate key to stop it moving. That's just a byproduct of the hover thrusters, because they move so fast, you know, it'll make your plane move just a little bit. And then what I want you to do is hit your accelerate key. And as you can see, we are going very fast, alright? We're going at 900 speed right now, and we're just cruising. So yeah, that's pretty much a hover thruster tutorial. Now obviously you can squeeze more in if you know how to motor lock. I'm not going to explain how to motor lock in this tutorial, but if you know how to motor lock, you can squeeze tons more in. I just wouldn't recommend motor locking pistons into each other. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, just leave a like if you're a nice person, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. I'm gonna keep making more of these plane crazy videos, so you know, brace yourselves. And yeah, subscribe if you want more plane crazy stuff. See ya.